Yeah, I don't ever remember feeling like this. But I'm out here in these YouTube streets. So I want you to get your fingers.
I don't know what you're doing.
I want you to
right
get
now,
your mouse.
I want you to check me out.
And I want you to check me out.
Get ready to do this. It's the relationship rehab. Like, share, and subscribe. We coming at you live. So come on, let's take a ride. Then subscribe to United Guns of America. Just click that link and listen up to what I'm telling you. It's the relationship.
Click that link right now. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Brian Revin, and I just want y'all to subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I want you to let me know what you think. I'm gonna talk about some things, you can talk about some things, and we can do our thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all about having a conversation, right? I mean, if we can't talk to each other, then, I mean, what are we really here for? I want y'all to be able to just come over to my channel, talk to me about what's going on with you, and I can tell you what's going on with me, and we can build some things, you know what I'm saying? That's all about growth, baby. So click that link, go ahead and swipe on your phone, whatever you gotta do. Share my content. It's just get me out here, baby. Cause we just talking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like doing what I'm doing because it's about the people. It's about us having a conversation with each other. It's about us discussing whatever needs to be discussed. And on these YouTube streets, this is the best place to do it, baby. Like, share, subscribe. That's right. Click the link. Click the link. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's out here that's already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all ain't the first one, and y'all ain't the last one. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that click the link, that click the share, and then subscribe to your boy. Cause we gon' grow this thing together, baby. Relationship rehabbing, United Guns of America. To the world, blow up, baby. Yeah. Click the link, baby. Click the link, baby. Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to send a shout out to all y'all. I love y'all. That's why I do this. It's for the love of us, baby. I appreciate all of y'all. We gon' do this thing. We gon' do this thing right here, baby. Hey, look, if you at a computer right now, just go ahead and click your link. What else you got to lose, baby? Tell me what you think. Hit the comment section. You can jump on the live panel. We do it all here. That's what it's all about. So come holler at your boy. I've been doing this for years, but I just got onto this YouTube thing. So hey, let's see what it do and where it can go.
To United Guns of America. Just click the link and listen up to what I'm telling you, telling you. apply, and we should be good. Y'all should be able to hit my black ass now. Can y'all hear me now? I'm sorry. Yes, yes, yes. Mike Smith, Kelly B. Can y'all hear me now? I'm good to go. Is it good? All right, Brandon, my man Crestline. What's going on, Chris V? Kelly B. All right, we good now? Let me see if I need to turn up a little bit. Hold on, let me just make sure I'm fine-tuned and giving y'all the best audio experience possible, because that's what I aims to do. So let me just double check that and make sure it's good. Let me see if I got that. Yes, yes, yes. Give it a little more volume. Oh, wait, hold on. Is that better? Is that better? All right, that should be good. We should be loud and clear now. All right, all right, all right. Yeah. Okay. All right, so like I was saying, I said I know I've been gone for a while, but like I said, I've been just enjoying family and friends. I've had people come in and out of town. I've been hanging out with my kids. We've been going to the pool and all that kind of stuff, and we just been having a good time and doing some family stuff. So, but I will say this, I'm glad to be back, and it feels good to be with y'all one more again. What up, Michael Brown? What's happening? And yeah, it's good. I hope you all have been good. Please, please, please let me know. I hope y'all been doing all right. But before I get started, hold on, let me close this out so I can see that part of my screen. There we go. That's way better. I wanted to talk about something that I've seen in social media, and I don't know what y'all got to say about it, but y'all let me know. And I know that this is a subject that I really don't talk about too much, but have y'all seen that Adam22 thing? And his wife, I'm sorry, not his girlfriend, his wife. So Adam22 and the No Jumper podcast. This man, yeah, and Lena the Plug, that's her name. I don't know what fucking kind of name that is, but whatever. But it's weird to me, and y'all tell me what y'all think, but I really don't follow a lot of the No Jumper podcast. I've seen a few of the shows. I know who he is and all that stuff, but I haven't really watched a lot of his shows. But I just think, and y'all let me know if I'm way off or if it is what it is. This whole thing about him now being a cuck and all of this, and how he married his girlfriend. They used to do porn with other chicks, and they got married and then decided to do porn with a black dude, and they had a black dude come through and they did a porn, and now everybody's saying this dude is a cuck, and he's saying he liked it and all that, whatever. Me personally, from the stuff that I've seen, I will have to say that I call bullshit. I think this shit is all a fucking hoax. I think it happened. I'm not saying this shit didn't happen, but I'm saying that this whole thing about them being married and all that and doing all this shit with the porn and stuff like that, I think it's all drama, and it's all been for the sake of what's going on right now, to be trending. That's just me. I mean, I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I don't know if there's some people that's in the chat or that's watching this podcast will think that, you know, they watch him and they know what it really is. I don't know. But for me, outside looking in, from the shows that I've seen, and just with the chat that I've seen going around this, I'm calling bullshit. I just am. I'm just calling bullshit, and I think that they're just doing this just for the likes and for the attention that they're getting on social media, because they're getting a whole hell of a lot of it. You got everybody talking about this shit all the way up to fucking my man Andrew Tate talking about the shit. So it's like, it's out there. Everybody's talking about it. Just Pearly Things is talking about it. I mean,
Everybody. Rolo Tomasi talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. I just think that it's just BS. I think that they've done this just for the sake of getting the attention, and this is what it is. I'm not going to be surprised if after a while they wind up, breaking up or whatever the case may be. This ain't no lifelong commitment, and they just is so in love with each other, and yeah. Right. Yeah, and that was another thing too, Wolf Bear. They even asking Andrew Tate to join. Like, do you know how big of a fucking video that would be? That shit would break the fucking internet. So it's like, I just think that they have this thing to where they're just trying to really just, stay hot, stay relevant, stay popping, and they did that shit for that sake. Even though they got a kid together and all that, I mean, women don't give a fuck nowadays who they have a kid by. They really don't. But I think the fact that what they're doing is just, to me, it's like there's just some things on the internet that I see that people do for the sake of just going viral, or they do for the attention of the internet, and I just think that this is one of those things. And it's like, just because you're a podcast and you got a big channel, I don't put shit past you and think that you'll never do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, right, like, yeah, like all of the shit that Suki Hana did, and now all of a sudden Suki Hana's supposed to be saved and all that shit. It's like, you switching the game up and flipping the script just so you can remain relevant. That's just what it is. It's like, yeah, with Umar and all of it, it's like they just doing that shit. So I get it. It is what it is. It's a business at the end of the day. You trying to keep the likes up, to keep the bills paid. You doing what you do. But yeah, I just had to say it. I'm calling bullshit on the whole thing. It's all a charade. It's smoke and mirrors, and that's just what it is. Lights, camera, action. Yeah, figuratively and literally. But let's go ahead and let's get into the show. I want to talk about this video. I got two videos for y'all. I got a bonus for y'all. So the video and just what it actually is showing, a lot of people have said things about it, and they've, been this police officer and what he did, the way things happen. And y'all know that I'm going to have a different take on it because of just, how I do my thing. Turn this TV off. How I do my thing and the things that I'm really concerned about. I'm looking at the bigger picture of the whole thing. And it's just one of those things to me where I find myself nowadays, I have very little sympathy when it comes to people that are adults and they have committed a crime, broke the law, whatever the case may be, and then they just want to do shit their way and then want to hold you to a set of rules and regulations. Now, granted, police officers are the people in authority and they are the trained professionals. However, there are a lot of things, a lot of series of unfortunate events that take place that lead up to this that I believe people are missing and not talking about. And I'm sick and tired of this narrative that we as black folks have. This whole narrative about, I'm so afraid of the police, they gonna kill me, I thought they was gonna kill me, I thought I was about to die, I can't breathe, I thought they was about to kill me, I didn't think I was gonna make it, I was afraid. If your grown ass, if you are afraid of the police and you think that you may die when the police pull you over, I know this is going to be a shocker. Stop committing crimes. If you're afraid, it's just like saying, hey, you know what? I'm afraid of lions. I think that if I was ever face to face with a lion, the lion might get the best of me. Let alone if I'm face to face with a pack of lions, I think they would probably kill me. Here's a tip, and I know this is gonna sound crazy. Don't ever go into a lion's den, and don't ever go into a lion's cage. That will greatly minimize you dying by the paws, not hands, but by the paws of a lion. And I think that we have to acknowledge that part of these people
that continue to do all of this fuck shit, break the law consistently, and then say, oh, I didn't want to listen to the police because I thought they were going to kill me. Oh, I didn't want to listen to the police because I thought I was fixing to die. Well, how about if you wasn't speeding and driving a vehicle recklessly that you wouldn't have died? And you wouldn't have had to worry about dying. How about if you wasn't putting other people's lives in jeopardy and you just had simple shit done, like, I don't know, your vehicle registered, your insurance paid. Maybe if you just didn't have a warrant and you went to court, you wouldn't have to worry about getting pulled over and the police killing you and you dying. It's like we just totally missed that part of the whole entire interaction and the reason as to why these people are being pulled over, to say, hey, maybe if we didn't do this, we wouldn't have this problem. But you know niggas, and we love to do a bunch of fuck shit and then expect you to do the right thing. And all I'm saying is that, yes, police do fuck up. Like that police officer here in Texas that ran the license plates of a vehicle that had a family in it who just so happened to be black, so now it's racist, that had a family in it, and he ran the license plate as a Arizona license plate as opposed to an Arkansas license plate. And because he ran it under the wrong state, he thought that the vehicle was stolen, and literally did a felony stop with a family in it. Father, mother, kids, small children at that. Did a felony stop. So yeah, he fucked up royally. And that's a whole nother show. But let me go ahead and break down what's going on here with this particular event that took place, and just talking about the things that they did right and the things that they did wrong and how this turned out. I can't tell you how important it is and how many of us would have just regular interactions with the police if we could just follow commands and just follow orders. And we as black folks, we have a problem doing that. And then we are the first ones to be, beyond upset when the consequences that lead up to that are not in our favor. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's watch the first video. And I think it's going to be this one. Yeah. Yep, I think this is it. Yep. Y'all remember them things on Channel 11?
A Circleville police officer has been fired 3 weeks after he unleashed a canine on a suspect whose hands were in the air.
The termination comes nearly 1 week after the video release of body-worn cameras. Now, this is the video that is causing some outrage among communities throughout the country, really. NBC4 Investigates Jamie Ostroff has been digging into every angle of this developing story. She is here now with the latest. Jamie?
Yeah, Jen, police in Circleville tell us today Canine officer Ryan Speakman was terminated because his conduct during that July 4th incident, quote, did not meet the standards and expectations we hold for our police officers. Now we are getting an even closer look at what that conduct looked like from a newly released video. This was the view from a Pickaway County deputy's body-worn camera on July 4th. The sheriff's office and Circleville police were assisting Ohio State troopers who had just chased a truck driver across 3 counties after he would not stop for an inspection. Driver Jadarius Rose got out of the...
Now, first off, this nigga's name is Jadarius. I know. This nigga name is Jadarius. However, here's the other part. They chased this motherfucker across not 1, not 2, but 3 different counties because he didn't want to get an inspection. An inspection? Are you fucking kidding me? He didn't want to get an inspection, so he ran from the police in a fucking semi. And here's my question, and this is why I'm telling you, I don't have no sympathy for this nigga. And I would say this, They should not have, they shouldn't have fucking did what they did, but I understand. Because this shit is totally unnecessary. Why go through all of this because you don't want to get an inspection? I have no mercy and no sympathy for people who don't want to stop for the fucking police. It's a traffic stop. What are you gonna get? A fine? Like, really? A fucking ticket? And you're gonna go through all of this. Now, mind you, you running across these different counties, you put not only your life, but you putting the lives of other people in danger. You're in a fucking 18-wheeler. Where the fuck are you gonna hide or go? And that's the reckless part of this. This dude, at the end of the day, and of course I know he's gonna sue, but at the end of the day, he should lose his fucking CDL. Because he recklessly put his life and the lives of others in danger because he didn't want to stop because he was being pulled over by the police. If you are that afraid of the police, turn in your motherfucking driver's license. If you're that afraid of the police, the last thing you should do is be on the fucking road driving a vehicle where you could potentially get pulled over to have an inspection done. It's like, man, right? Trucker C says, Trucker C says, I'm a trucker, and those inspections will put your ass out of service if you not up on your truck maintenance. Which what? Maintenance is for road safety and compliance, to make sure that everybody's driving a roadworthy semi-truck and everyone else can be safe. Checking your tire pressure, making sure your brakes and shit work, making sure your fucking lights work. I can't tell you how many times people have just fucking died, lost their lives, drivers and motherfucking and the fucking truck drivers and other people in other vehicles have lost their lives because of negligence. This shit happens. That's why they have the fucking inspections. And yes, you should get your ass put out of service when you ain't got your shit on point. If I'm not, and I'm not a trucker, but my man Trucker C is it not your job, Trucker C, every time you about to go on a run, that you yourself are responsible for doing an entire vehicle inspection? Please let me know if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Ain't it? I see truckers walking around their whole entire fucking truck every fucking time. Not every time, but I see them walking around their entire vehicle, checking shit, making sure shit is tight, making sure shit is together. Pre-trip. Okay, there you go. That's all I'm saying. It's there for a fucking reason. And if you got your shit together, you're fine. Why would you put yourself in a situation where you got some broke shit on your truck, knowing that if you get pulled over, your ass can get put out of service? It's like, come the fuck on. Right, Trucker C says there are shitty truckers and companies that don't care. They only care about getting that load delivered. You're right. And that's why we have law enforcement. If you too fucking lazy to do a pre-trip inspection before you go drive for this company, before you go drive anywhere, because you scared, you should be the most vigilant motherfucker to do it. Because you're scared of the police killing you in a traffic stop. It makes no fucking sense. And that's why I said this dude, he got just what he deserved. He did. Now, was it the right thing to do? No. And I'll point that out. But I understand why his ass got chomped on with the motherfucking Belgian Malinois.
Truck on US 23 and had his hands in the air.
Come to me, man. I'm not going to hurt you.
As troopers tried to coax Rose toward them, they realize
Circleville PD on the dog.
you can hear a man in the distance threatening that the dog will bite.
Get on the ground. You're going to get bit. Final chance. You're going to get bit.
against the commands from multiple law enforcement officers on the scene.
Do not.
The footage shows Speakman physically and verbally directing the dog toward Rose while the others continue to object.
No.
The dog bites. That dog, Canine Sarge, short for Sergey, was certified by the Ohio Peace Officer Training Academy for suspect apprehension, searches, and drugs back in January.
And here's my thing. With the dog, number one, they didn't have to put the dog on him. Here's why. Here's why they didn't have to release the dog, or release the hound, if you will. They didn't have to release the dog because, number one, it's 30 motherfucking cops out there. Well, actually, it's about 6 or 8. But it's 35 motherfucking cops out there. This dude has his hands up, and he is not posing any threat. Even though he is not obeying commands, he is not in a threatening position because he has his hands up. He is in a position of surrender. So now, if you want to walk up on this dude, from behind, if you will, and motherfucking take him down with a little aggression, take him down fast and deliberate, I totally get it. You don't have to let the dog go. The fact that you chase this motherfucker and you chase him over 3 counties, it does not give you the authority to where you get to release the fucking hounds on a man who has his hands up submitting. Now, it's a lot going on, and even with the person that you hear to say, don't let the dog loose, roof, you can't hear that dude all the way across the way on the fucking highway. You just can't. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That motherfucker was not heard. Yes, the officers that are standing next to him, yes, they could hear him, but this dude that was saying, don't let the dog go, he was not yelling that loud enough to where it could be heard. And the other part to that too is I think that goddamn Officer Speakman wanted to get his dog off because of the fuck shit this nigga did in driving the truck. So I understand. Wasn't the right thing to do, but I do understand. It's like, what the fuck, man? Why would you chase and why would you run and have us go across 3 counties to get to your ass over a fucking inspection because you think you fixing to die by the police? Man, if you don't get the fuck out of my face on the internet. Now I want y'all to see how they let this shit go down and see how this dog got on his ass. Let's see if this is my video here.
Get the dog off of it!
Yeah.
Shocking new police body camera video and the investigation into what it shows. A police dog mauling an unarmed black man with his hands in the air. The video shows that man surrendering after a high-speed pursuit. An Ohio
High-speed chase in a fucking 18-wheeler. High-speed chase in an 18-wheeler. Now, I know a lot of motherfuckers who don't know shit about trucks and think, man, 18-wheeler man is driving slow to the motherfucker, bro. An 18-wheeler going 65, 70 miles an hour. It may seem slow to your ass, but that is considered a deadly fucking weapon. Because that truck just don't stop like no fucking Yugo. That trailer on the back just don't let that truck stop on a dime. That motherfucking truck, that trailer can motherfucking, what do they call that shit where the trailer like split the fuck off? Shit. God damn, what do they call it? Where the motherfucker, you can stop, lose control of the motherfucker, and the trailer fucking jackknife. Thank you. I see you, Chris. That trailer could jackknife on your ass and kill you and kill about 4, 5, 7, 11 other motherfuckers. It happens. And that's why I don't know why any trucker that puts motherfuckers' lives in danger like that, you need to lose your license, bro. You don't need to drive a truck no more. We don't need motherfuckers like that out on them streets. We just don't.
State Highway Patrol officer ordered that police dog to attack anyway.
And a warning, you may find the video tough to watch. ABC's Alex Brachet has the latest on this developing investigation.
This morning, growing outrage over this police body camera footage showing an officer releasing a canine to attack an unarmed black driver surrendering.
You see how the dog didn't even know where the fuck to go? This dude didn't even have a dog locked in on this motherfucker. He really, honestly and truly, did not have to let this dog loose. Even though this dude wasn't obeying his commands, he still didn't have to let this motherfucker loose. He could have easily walked up behind this motherfucker, that fellow officer over there, could have easily approached his ass, gun out, and walked up to this motherfucker, and if he pulled some fuck shit then you go hands on or you let that dog get on his ass. But this motherfucker was hell bent on getting that dog on this dude from the time he got out that motherfucking vehicle. He wanted that dog to get some bite work in on that afternoon. It's 4th of July, it's Independence Day, and I want my dog to get some motherfucking work in. So, hey, like somebody said, Baja men, who let the dogs out? Officer motherfucking, what's his name, Speakman? Officer Speakman did. That's who let the dogs out. And that dog got all off up in Jadarius's ass.
After a highway chase. It happened about an hour and a half south of Columbus. Officers tried to pull Jadarius Rose over for a missing rear mud flap. The 23-year-old refused.
Did you hear this shit?
No way, boy. Boy, ain't 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 no fucking way, boy.
A fucking missing mud flap. Yes. A missing mud flap. You got a Belgian Malinois put on your ass over a fucking missing mud flap. I wish somebody could tell me what's just trucker see somebody that drive truck. Could you just ballpark me what the fine is for that? Let's just say the officer didn't give him a warning and this officer's a complete dick. Let's just say he ain't gonna give him no warning and he about to write his ass up. Can you please tell me ballpark what the fine would be for a missing mud flap?
Starting a chase. Rose at one point stopping.
Get out of the truck!
And as officers ordered him out of the rig at gunpoint, he took off again. 7 minutes later in the video, police able to slow him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because those other two cops or the cars on the other side. It's at least 8 cars involved in this stop down. They had to use spikes to slow this nigga down.
Down using spike strips. As Rose gets out of the cab, his hands in the air surrendering, a highway patrolman spots Circleville police officer Ryan Speakman approaching with his canine, warning Speakman not to use the dog.
Do not release the dog with it.
You see how low he's saying it? Do not release the dog. Look at how far this dude is. This dude is at least 30 to 40 yards away from him. From where he's standing and to where that dude is with that dog. Not to mention the highway noise, all of the shit that's going on, adrenaline pumping. You can't hear this motherfucker. You just can't.
His hands up. Do not release the dog.
As Rose gets on his knees, Officer Speakman commands the dog to attack.
Get the dog off of him! Get the dog!
One officer seen covering her face as they work to pry the...
And that's why women shouldn't be police officers. That's why. This bitch is useless.
Dog off of Rose's arm.
Nobody's trying to hurt you.
Just let a dog bite me.
All you had to do was stop, brother.
I did stop. I don't feel
20
safe.
miles ago.
That highway...
20 miles ago. 20 miles ago. High speed chase, 18-wheeler over a fucking mud flap. Wait, what did he say? It all depends on the state you're in. Hold on, wait, let me pull this up over here so I can see the whole chat. There we go. I can see the whole chat now. Did he get paid for getting? No, I don't know yet. He said they mostly let you go. He said they mostly let you go for that. He is a company driver, no fine for him. I'm a trucker. Okay, so he don't even get the fine. I don't know, but I've had mud flaps fall off doing trips. All depends on the state you in. And also everything they find wrong goes on your CDLs. All right. And weight stations the same way as well. Okay. The company gets fined if he's and he would if he's a company driver. I got you. Right. Trucking company may even have paid the fine if he's not an owner operator. Thank you. I don't feel right. It's like, dude, this shit was just ridiculous. And then he talking about idea stuff. Yeah, motherfucker, after 20 miles of a high-speed chase, pulled off again. We had to put spikes on your fucking ass in order for you to stop. Right. He said the mud flap ticket ain't worth all that shit. Like, it's not, dude. And this is a problem that we see time and time again with niggas and the police. The most frivolous shit we will blow the fuck up and turn into a whole entire fucking fiasco to where we put our lives and the lives of others in danger over nothing.
Patrolman who warned against using the canine later heard talking to colleagues.
Was that not loud enough?
No, you weren't, officer.
If the officers feel that there is clearly a safety issue for the officers or citizens in the proximity, they may well use a dog. But the point being, you can't send a dog without getting into excessive force issues on somebody with their hands up.
Rose was given first aid and taken into custody.
And here's where the bullshit is. Let me go ahead and break that down right now. Here's where the bullshit is. Watch how close he gets to this dude with the dog. And this dude still has his hands up.
Send a dog without getting...
Do you see how close he is to this motherfucker? He's literally at this point going away from the guy because the dog don't even know who to go get.
Into excessive force issues.
You gotta call the dog back. Look, my man still has his hands up or out, not posing a threat at all, and this motherfucker still like, go get him, Sarge. And that's why I said the officer was full of shit. He literally just wanted to get his dog off. This dude is posing no threat. And his ass should be held accountable. I don't think he should lose his job because they gave this motherfucker so many commands, but he damn sure should be reprimanded, suspended without pay, give his ass a month home, offer some shit like that. Definitely something should happen.
With their hands up.
Rose was given first aid and taken into custody. Circleville's police department tells ABC News the incident is being investigated by the Use of Force Review Board.
And that was Alex Brachet reporting. The Use of Force Review Board expected to release its findings at the end of the month.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown.
And it's like, the thing is, too, you have to realize it's like when we put all of this shit together and we look at all of this shit and you weigh it on the scale to see what was the worst that could happen if he would have just pulled over and gotten his ticket compared to what he's put himself through. Why are we choosing as black folks to do the shit that we know could potentially wind up putting us in jail or worse, ending our lives over something as frivolous as a fucking mud flap? If somebody came and knocked on your door and says, hey man, I'm gonna give you two choices. You could either pay a fine for this mud flap or you could die over it. Or get a dog bite over it. What would you naturally pick? Hey man, I'll just pay the fine, man. No, fuck that. Bite me with your dog. That's niggas mentality. That's niggas mentality. I'm gonna run. In an 18-wheeler, where you gonna run? Who can you run to? You riding in a fucking semi. It's like you're in a semi. Where are you gonna go? Unless you got a fucking Cleon fucking cloak on the motherfucker, you ain't getting away. And last time I checked, we don't have Cleon cloaking device technology here yet on Earth. The Federation has not been established yet. And goddamn it, Captain James T. Kirk and his descendants and Jean-Luc Picard ain't figured this shit out yet. So just pull the fuck over, man, and have your interaction and get the shit over with. Hold up, why is this shit? He said Star Trek, right? Wait, why is this shit freezing up? There we go, there we go. Hold it.
Get the dog off of it!
Oh, shit. Let me get that out of here. Alright, now. Is that the whole video? Yes, one more I want to show y'all, then I want to talk about this other thing real quick.
In Ohio, an unarmed black man is attacked by a police officer's canine as he surrendered to authorities with his hands up, despite urging by an Ohio state trooper not to release the dog. CNN's Polo Sandoval joining us now with more on this, Polo. This was caught on police body cam.
And Fred, we should mention that though it was the Ohio State Highway Patrol that initiated this traffic stop, it's the actions of the Circleville, Ohio Police Department that are being called into question here, and their decision to release their canine officer as the suspect involved, as you're about to see, seemed to be in the process of surrendering himself to authorities. Now, a warning to viewers, and we cannot do it enough, this video is difficult to watch, and we'll warn you again when the footage takes that disturbing turn. The footage provided by Ohio State Highway Patrol is disturbing, but now under scrutiny after a man was mauled by a police officer's canine. July 4th, Jackson County, Ohio. A case report shows a highway patrol officer in a marked vehicle tried stopping the driver of this big rig for a missing mud flap. The man behind the wheel, later identified by authorities as 23-year-old Jadarius Rose, drives on, and a chase begins. About 20 minutes into the pursuit, the big rig is seen rolling to a stop.
Get out of the truck!
But that lasts only a few seconds. The driver continues to flee, and officers stay on him for another 8 minutes.
He took off again. Do y'all understand how much fucking danger everybody is in because of this dude? It's ridiculous.
We're heading northbound.
It wasn't until police used tire deflation devices that the chase came to a slow but dramatic and disturbing stop. That's a Circleville, Ohio Police Department canine unit rolling up to the scene. After repeated orders from state troopers, the driver eventually steps out of the rig, his hands in the air as requested. A patrolman is heard asking the canine to not be released, though it's unclear if he could be heard by all officers on scene. That's when the canine is deployed.
Do not release the dog with his hands up. Do not release the dog with his hands up.
Do you hear how soft this motherfucking officer is? Do not release the dog with his hands out. Do not really. He's literally just thinking out loud. He's not giving commands, because he would have stepped up and been like, hold the dog, stop, don't release the dog. He would have did something instead of just saying, do not release the dog. Do not release the dog. I said, do not release the dog. That's all he's doing. In that tone, in that level of voice. Like, dude, come on, man. You shout shit like that out.
Do not release the dog with his hands up. Get the dog off of it.
After the canine.
Now, that was the first time a motherfucker probably heard something when he said, get the dog off of him. And you know what? I gotta acknowledge what you said, Brandon. Brandon said his ass got bit, but he's about to get paid. And you know what, Brandon? You're right, and that's what's scary to me. That's what's scary to me. I'm almost at the point in just admitting the fact that niggas are doing this shit just so they can get a payday, just so they can get a settlement. And they're putting their lives on the line. They're putting their health on the line, all for the sake of trying to get a check. I'm just saying, I have to acknowledge that. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that part. I believe that these niggas are doing this shit just so they can get a check.
Like Gang Starr said, just to get a rep, just to get a check. Boom, 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 boom. I'm telling you, dude. Just to get a check.
Takedown, an officer approaches, then quickly walks away, her hands covering her face as Rose screams in pain.
Look at that motherfucker's leg. A bloody murder.
The frustration audible in the voice of another state officer.
Was that not loud enough?
After the dog is removed, officers move in to arrest Rose and administer first aid.
Yeah, you just let a dog bite me.
All you had to do was come to me.
I was coming, all the guns pointing at me. How you expect me to respect you? You gotta.
How you expect me to respect you? Jadarius, you a dumb motherfucker, dude. Cause if you would have just took the fucking initial traffic stop, you wouldn't be laying on the ground with your ass bitten off.
Gun pointing at me. It's like 20 of y'all.
All you had to do was stop, brother.
I did stop.
The spokesperson for the Ohio State Highway Patrol tells CNN as troopers were attempting to gain compliance by providing verbal commands to the suspect, the Circleville Police Department deployed their canine, which resulted in the suspect being bitten. CNN has reached out to the Circleville Police Department for comment. Police say Rose was taken to a local hospital where he was treated and released before being taken to jail. His attorney declined to comment.
The NAACP, however, is releasing comments, including the head of the Columbus branch releasing a statement to CNN, really just condemning the actions of that canine officer and the handler in a state.
Ah, shit, I want to see that. I want to see that. All right. The Columbus, Ohio NAACP. I didn't even know these niggas are still around, but whatever. Is outraged at the recent video depicting the Circleville police unleashing a dog on an unarmed black man, Mr. Jadarius Rose, who had his hands up in the air and was on his knees.
Circleville police unleashing a dog on an unarmed black man, Mr. Jadarius Rose, who had his hands up in the air and was on his knees. The officer's peers shouted for him not to unleash the dog, but apparently their shouts fell on deaf ears.
Right, and here's my question. How many times did they have to tell this motherfucker to stop the vehicle? How many times did they have to tell this motherfucker to get out the vehicle? How many times did they have to tell this motherfucker to put his hands up? How many times did they have to tell this motherfucker to get on his knees? How many times did they have to tell this motherfucker to obey these commands? And that fell on deaf ears. So just fuck all of that, huh? So I ain't got to listen to the police, but y'all got to motherfucking take discretion and say, look, we can't do this because even though he ain't listening, we got to figure out another way to get him to comply. It makes no sense.
That last portion, we should mention again, we have not been able to confirm whether or not that call from the state trooper to not release the dog, if those were heard by other officers.
I'm telling you, I know that shit wasn't heard by them. There's no way you gonna hear a motherfucker speaking in that motherfucking low tone of voice across the goddamn highway with a barking dog and a bunch of other motherfuckers telling somebody to put their hands up, get down on the ground, and all that other shit. You just can't hear it. No hand gestures, no nothing. Just do not release the dog. I said, do not release the dog.
But Fred, as you can imagine, that outrage, that these kinds of images are reminiscent of pictures from decades ago with dogs being unleashed on civil rights movement members in the 1960s.
Wow, isn't that just convenient how they just keep saying there's an unarmed black man? Like as if it was an unarmed white man, it wouldn't happen, I guess, whatever. But that's what it is. That's what it is, man. Let's see what this AG got to say. So this is the Attorney General that was interviewed about the shit.
I have to ask you about the incident that happened in Circleville. When you watched the video, what was your first thought?
Oh, it was horrifying. That officer did not act, at least according to the video record, the way he was trained or according to protocol. First of all, I don't think the dog should have even been out of the car at that point. If the dog was out of the car, it should have been on a lead. And
Now I disagree with that. The dog should have been out. Fuck that. You get the dog out. You just don't let the dog loose. So you get the dog out, woof, 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 but you don't let the dog loose because this person poses no threat. Of course, he was not obeying commands, and they warned his ass that the dog would motherfucking be let loose. However, he was not in a threatening position. It wasn't like you couldn't see his hands. It wasn't like he had a weapon on him. You couldn't see anything but, I mean, it wasn't like there was something that you couldn't see. You could see his hands out to the side. Pretty much he's in a submissive position. You don't have to let the dog loose, but you can definitely get the dog out, but don't let the dog loose.
And of course, the dog should not have been set loose. So this is very troubling.
Is it concerning to you that the Ohio State Highway Patrol troopers were telling the Circleville police officer, do not deploy the dog, do not deploy the dog, and yet after those instructions he continued to let the dog loose?
Yeah, so the investigation is still ongoing, so we should make sure that we know what all the facts are. But as I say, the video is troubling. Look, the Highway Patrol had jurisdiction over the scene. They had stopped the defendant. Defendant was not resisting at that point. They were in charge of the scene. For another officer from another agency to come up and act independently is not the way we do things.
Yeah, he was doing too much, but he still didn't have to release the dog. He just didn't. I'm sorry, but he didn't. But I damn sure understand why he did. He said, why didn't they report January 6th as an unarmed white woman gunned down by angry police? Exactly. They never have and they never will. Never will. But I don't even think we need to really go over this part with the AG, but I just had that just from doing my due diligence. There is another video that I want to show y'all. So pretty much what I just think about that whole operation was that it was one of those things where, number one, the dude, Jadarius Rose, you brought this shit on yourself, bro. You really did. Yes, the officer didn't have to do what he did, but my point to you is, my point about this is you put too many lives in danger over a fucking mud flap. An inspection stop, you put too many lives in danger. You went on a high-speed chase over 3 counties, had to have stop sticks to actually bring your ass to a stop, and then to go through all of that over a fucking inspection. Just like this officer has lost his job, you need to lose yours. And I think that the officer shouldn't have lost his job. He definitely should be reprimanded. And they say he might even get his job back because you can hear them commands from the other dude wasn't being followed from the other officers. And the fact that that state trooper who was supposed to be in charge, he wasn't nearly loud enough. And if that police officer from Circleville says, I didn't hear shit he said, I think he definitely has a point. But he should definitely be reprimanded. I don't think he should lose his job. But he should definitely get him a month or two of no pay or some shit like that. Suspension. Absolutely. Absolutely. But Jadarius, you brought that shit on yourself, bro. You was stupid and you put too many lives in danger trying to get away in a fucking semi-truck. A 18-wheeler. Like you really gonna hide with that one. Yeah, all right. All right, bro. Now, this other video I want to show y'all, this is a different video. This is about a homeless man who's being arrested by Indianapolis police. And this guy comes up, one of the fellow officers comes up while this dude is handcuffed and kicks him in the face. And y'all know my rule on this. Just like I said with George Floyd. Once you got the cuffs on, game over. Once you got the cuffs on, game fucking over. It's a wrap, dude. There's nothing else that needs to be done once you got the cuffs on. Point blank, period. Cuffs on, game over.
What about you?
No, nobody cares what you're saying.
Nobody cares what you do either.
Not really.
You understand that? Yeah, I'm not.
You
I'm not the
understand?
one. I'm not the one out here complaining.
No, that was the thing. Nobody cares what you do anymore.
I know nobody's out here
Nobody
complaining.
cares what.
Now this kind of talking he doing, this is from that COVID shit. This comes from all of these motherfucking city officials, all of these law enforcement agencies letting these niggas run amok and do what the fuck they want to do, looting all this bullshit to where they think now, I ain't got to listen to you. I ain't got to do shit. I do the fuck I want to do and say what the fuck I want to say.
What you do anymore? You understand that?
Lean back.
Nobody cares what you do anymore.
Lean back.
How the fuck am I gonna lean back with the fucking you hold my belt?
Look, we're not gonna do this, right? We're not gonna do this, right? We're done.
You're done. You're done. You're done.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
That shit was bogus. That's some coward ass, punk ass shit right there. Fuck what you heard. That shit was fucked up.
Are we done now?
Roll over. You're done.
I can't.
Roll over.
I can't.
You're done. There you go.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done. You're done.
There you go.
See what he's doing?
We're not gonna do this, right? We're
Stop.
done.
You're done. You're done. You're done.
Are we done now?
Roll over. You're done.
I can't.
You heard that motherfucker say, yup. Yup. We done. And all I'm saying is as fucked up and as much of a slight chuckle that brings, that shit there was some hoe ass shit. I don't have no respect for a motherfucker that wants to whoop up on a motherfucker when they got cuffs on. He got cuffs on, man. He got cuffs on. And you gonna go put your foot on him. Look at this motherfucker mouth all the way fucked up. It looked like he done knocked a tooth or some shit loose. I don't know, but he did way too much with that.
Can't. Roll over.
I can't.
You're done. There you go. You're done. There you go. There you go. Done. Police brutality.
And here's my thing. At whatever point, they was able to get the cuffs on this dude. They got the cuffs on him. So, what threat is he posing? Now, this dude was struggling bringing him down. All right, whatever. That's a part of the job. You got the cuffs on him, bro. He's in custody. And for you to come put your foot on him, on his fucking face, on his head, he could have cracked this motherfucker's skull, man. Gave this motherfucker brain damage or some shit. Dude could have had a fucking a brain bleed and fucked around and had an aneurysm. Over what? Disorderly? Nah. Officer was dead wrong with this shit.
Just link him up.
There you go. Police brutality.
Dead wrong. The weak and the strong. Who got it going on? You're dead wrong. Dead fucking wrong, dude. No justification for that.
Late Tuesday night, IMPD Sergeant Eric Huxley, a 15-year veteran with the department, was indicted by a federal grand jury for excessive use of force for his actions against Jermaine Vaughn. Sergeant Huxley, seen on police body camera last September, kicking Vaughn as he was handcuffed.
Did you see that shit?
On the ground in the face. Huxley now charged with one count of deprivation of rights under color of law. In a statement, IMPD Chief Randall Taylor said, quote, "As law enforcement officers, we must understand that this behavior violates the community's trust. We have confidence the judicial system will bring justice to Mr. Vaughn and his family." IU criminal justice professor Stephanie Whitehead said a grand jury will likely bring charges based on visual evidence.
Now that grand juries are more educated, that police chiefs are taking it seriously, you've got this real shift in our culture to where now cases like this are actually given high profile attention.
we got a real shift on how shiny your motherfucking face is. What the fuck is going on with that? Bitch, use a towel before you motherfucking go live. Shit. But Trucker C said, yeah, I understand that, but I also understand you get tired of motherfuckers running their mouth when they're in the wrong. I understand that too, Trucker C. However, my thing is, when you got them cuffs on, bro, if you that mad, walk off. It's like when the cuffs are on, hands off. Hands off. Now, this motherfucker standing there, he resisting arrest, and they fighting and wrestling with... Yeah, I said wrestling. Wrestling with this motherfucker. I get it. Do what you got to do to get the cuffs on. But cuffs on this dude, he's on the ground too? Come on, bro. You ain't shit for that.
Even local cases, you know, this is going to a federal grand jury.
Huxley remains suspended without pay, pending a recommendation of termination to the IMPD Civilian Police Merit Board.
Thanks for watching.
And that was just my thing, is like we 1 for 1 with that one. The other ones, I get it, but you have to have, and this is the other piece of just being the law enforcement officer, being in that position of authority. Both of these guys made bad calls, plain and simple. No matter how you want to paint it, no matter how you want to look at it, that first one, I get it, but you were still fucking wrong. I get it, but you're still wrong. And you got to answer for that. This last dude, the homeless dude, come on, bro. He about to get paid like a motherfucker. I hope that he ain't no dope fiend or no shit like that, and he fuck off his money. I hope the money can change his life and he can get his shit together. But we'll see. But my thing is, though, as a trained, professional law enforcement officer, you can't let the job get the best of you to that point. Excuse me. Because both of these officers, you cause bodily harm to surrendered men. And that shit ain't gonna never fly. Not in my book. You cause great bodily harm to surrendered men. I don't give a fuck whether they black, white, Asian, Hispanic, it don't matter. Motherfucker got his hands up, hands out, bro, walk up on him. It ain't like it's just you and your dog. You had motherfucking 15 cops out there with your ass, man. Motherfucking man is handcuffed and on the ground, and you want to come put your foot on his face? Fuck that. My man, the second officer, yeah, I get it if he motherfucking lost his job. Because he's cuffed and he's on the ground. Why would you feel the need to come and kick this man in the face? That's literally a lack of just fucking respect as a human. That was some real inhumane shit he did to him. And it could have been a worse outcome. That dude could have fucked around and suffered brain damage, or fucked around and died. Anything could have happened. Why? Because of what? He said something you didn't like? Man, please. The fuck out of here. It's terrible, man. It's terrible. And it's like this. To police officers, let me get on y'all ass for a second. You all are in a position of authority, and you're the trained professionals for a fucking reason. Do your job. Do what's right. And then you can say, hey, you may disagree, but I followed the book, I followed the rules, and I did what was best in that situation based on the totality of the circumstances. Why you let the dog loose and he had his hands up? He wasn't obeying my commands. Yeah, but he had his hands up. It was 15 of y'all out there. Y'all couldn't put hands on him and put him under arrest? Maybe he didn't hear you like that man didn't hear, like you didn't hear that other officer telling you not to release the dog. Why would you feel the need to get that close to that dude just to sick the dog on him when you actually could have just put your hands on him and took him into custody? He wrong for that. Dead ass wrong.
And the dude that kicked him, that kicked that homeless dude, yeah, your ass was beyond wrong. And I get it if you lose your job. I get it. And my man Jadarius, I don't want your ass on the road. You need to lose your goddamn license. For real. They shouldn't let your ass drive a bicycle doing that stupid shit. But it is what it is. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the show. I appreciate you guys. So glad to be back with y'all. And so glad to be able to do another show with you guys. I love y'all. And I promise y'all, I'm going to do another show real soon. Let's say probably not tomorrow, then Thursday. Not tomorrow, then Thursday. We do another show. All right? I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love y'all. Till next time, peace, and I'm out.
What's going on, everybody out there in the internet world? It's me, Brian Redmond, also known as the Relationship Rehab. And I need you to do two things. What are those two things? Subscribing to both my channels. I need you to go to the Relationship Rehab, subscribe to that channel, and then I need you to go to United Guns of America and go to that channel. Now you may be asking, why would I do that, Brian? Because it's two of the hottest channels on the internet. Come over there, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions, have conversations, because that's what it's all about. We talk about some of everything: politics, relationships, guns, law enforcement, community stuff, anything that's happening.
Hold on, I'm gonna stop this shit.
So
I gotta address my man Trucker C. He said I was hoping he was gonna do a story on the Spencer Crawford fight, dude. Damn, that was one beat down. Hey, look, that dude just flat out got his ass whooped. There is nothing to be said about it besides that. That motherfucker got his ass. He took that ass beating. I guess he had it coming, and Crawford, I think he made a statement, and that's why everybody is on the internet apologizing to this motherfucker, because obviously they was not respecting his gangster. I ain't know shit about neither fighter because I just don't follow boxing like that, but that dude got his motherfucking ass whooped. That was an old-fashioned, like 1980s boxing ass whooping. He got his ass whooped, and he got what he had coming to him, and I suggest that Spence work on his craft. That's the best advice I can give him, because you got your ass beat like you stole something. Just saying. Crawford whooped that boy like he was his parent, and he had to teach his ass a lesson because he did something like hit his wife or some shit, and he had to show that motherfucker what time it was. I'm just saying. He got his ass whooped. And yes, it was a crime. And they should have that motherfucker brought up on charges immediately. So with that being said, thank y'all, and I love y'all. Till next time. Peace.
Nothing else to lose, and you ain't got nothing else to do. So come to my channel, subscribe ASAP, and join in on the fun. Twice the entertainment, 2 channels, twice the fun. Come on and have a funky good time with your boy. Peace, and I'm out.